Welcome back. In this 3-part series, we'll be looking at 3 mods that aim to recreate the beta Half-Life 2 world. In the first video, we looked at a mod called Dark Interval. In the second video, we looked at Raising the Bar Redux. And in this one, we'll be looking at Missing Information. The Missing Information project started all the way back in 2006, and the version we'll be looking at today is from 2017, version 1.6. Note that I'll be using the global pack, which has a bit more maps and had some mods within it that I was already going to feature in this video as honorable mentions. And by the way, the winner of this 3-part series will be in the pinned comment. So welcome to Recreating Half-Life 2 Beta. This is the grand finale. Parts 1 and 2 are going to be linked in the description. The main menu has this scene of the Borealis. Right here I felt like we're off to a good start. In this mod we have separate playable maps rather than a linear map sequence like Dark Interval or Raising the Bar. There are almost 20 or so maps, so let's get started. The Hyperborea map was off to a great start. Chilling atmosphere, the snow falling, and an HD model of the ice axe. Odell's model was looking sharp as well. One thing of note is that you'll notice some stuttering throughout this mod. I don't know if it was my computer doing that or if it's the map that aren't properly optimized. Anyway, this follows the story variation where we work with Odell to go to the Hyperborea on his tugboat, only to escape to Kraken Base when things go wrong. Fun fact, Odell's voice that you hear is actually Mark Laidlaw, who recorded some of the dialogue for the character.
Hey, here's a thought. I've got a cigarette lighter, you've got a gun. Maybe you should go first.
It was temporary dialogue, I think. So the map is pretty much how you would expect it to play out. If compared to the actual beta map, the ship looks and feels very eerie to go through. The fact that the crew is dead means that most of the ship is now empty. This early part almost had a haunted atmosphere to the surroundings. Blood splattered across the floors and walls, and dead bodies around every corner. You would wonder, why would the Combine murder these people in such a harsh manner? Things get heated up when the Combine appear. From there it's constant gunfights and a run to the escape point. The mod authors did say on ModDB or Steam, I think, that they'll be creating a full-fledged mod out of these maps, just like Dark Interval or Raising the Bar Redux. But it's been 1 year since that announcement and not a lot of development happened for Missing Information. I hope some work is done on the mod and hopefully we'll have another project to look forward to. The Combine soldiers might look goofy with their big yellow eyes, but this design is an actual concept art design. In fact, all of the things I noticed were from the concept design. I didn't notice any custom models like Raising the Bar tried to implement. The gunplay or the gameplay is the usual Half-Life 2 style, nothing too special. The ship catches fire in the middle, and I tried to use the fire extinguisher, but for some reason it wasn't working. This whole map or chapter took me about 15 minutes to complete. I enjoyed the interiors of the ship, but sometimes it was a bit difficult to understand what the right way is. Since a majority of the ship's interiors look identical, I kept going back to the same place I came from. Little indicators or some sort of helping hand would be nice. Once we find Odell, we escort him through a wave of stalkers and then get on the submarine. That is where this level ends. E3 2003 tech demo is what you would expect it to be. It's the demo that Valve played at E3 2003. It has that part with G-Man's facial animation, some texture and shader effect demonstrations, and the physics demonstration. It's all fun to go through by yourself, but it's nothing that we haven't seen before. E3 Depot is a 2002 map. It was supposed to be shown at E3 2002, but Gabe cancelled the appearance and the world never got to see Half-Life 2 in action. They would wait another year. I've actually played this in my E3 2002 video, along with a lot of the maps that you'll see in this video. I'll link the playlist in the description so you can view how the actual beta maps looked like compared to these ones. The depot map got a bit of an upgrade, not much. The landscape looks more polished, and so does that railway that leads into the depot itself. And thanks to the modern version of Source Engine that this mod uses, the lighting looks better as well, almost like retail. In a way, it's good that they didn't change too much of the map. They added in little improvements that would make the gameplay a little better. I did hate the fact that the gunship is on our tail right from the start. I would have it like come in once we enter in the lighthouse. In the map, we make our way from that little valley and head towards this lighthouse where there's a rocket launcher. We take down the ship and go down below to continue on into the prison section. There's also a prison map as well in this mod, so don't worry, we'll see the inside soon. This is the classic map we all know and love, E3_Industrial, and this was for E3 2002. There's not much to say about this map, honestly. I've covered different versions of the map at least 3 different times, I think. I'm not sure what improvements the mod makes to this map. It looks great as ever, but I think the changes they made are so minimal that I'm not able to realize that something has changed. I guess they might have updated the lighting, because this is a newer version of Source, but again, I'm not sure. The labor children make an appearance, and so does the Combine factory, but apart from that, it's the same industrial map we've already seen. Just like the previous map, I've covered E3_Terminal before as well, along with its many revisions. This was also going to be shown at E3 2002, but never was. Here, the bloom effect is much more prominent. I don't see anything else that's different than before. This part here is funny because the scanners came in front of my lift and I fell down. There's one thing, however, I forgot to show you in my earlier videos. Once we get a little ahead in the map, the Combine become aware of our presence and start to chase us. It's a very tiny scene, but it was neat to see this. In the actual map, it's a Combine guard that blows down this door and gets us. That's where the map ends. This is the Vertigo chapter. We can see Odell flying the aircraft that's about to crash, but Alex is nowhere to be seen. I like that they added in this little scene to show how the plane crashes. The map looks the same as the ones I've covered in the Vertigo video, but there's one thing I noticed. The projection of the city skyline got updated, and the skybox is different. Having properly textured buildings in the distance does give a more immersive experience. But I have the same complaint for Vertigo as I did before. It's just too damn big. Or at least, it's a bit directionless. I even fell to my death a few times, so I resorted to no clipping so I can go where I'm supposed to go, but in these empty rooms and halls, I could feel my insanity creep in. I could feel something in the shadows. Sorry about that. The demons that got a hold of me the last time came back again. Check out my Vertigo video if you didn't understand that reference. It's the same Vertigo map, the rest of it. Some textures might have been updated here and there, but the rest of it looks the same. I think this map is part of the Vertigo mod that is packed within this release of Missing Information, the global pack release. Skywalk was also present in this mod, or mod of a mod. The main upgrade I saw was the improved lighting on the streets. In the actual map, the streets were too dim. I love the sense of being surrounded by these huge buildings. It makes everything feel so small in comparison. Like I said earlier in the earlier videos, it's like ants fighting beneath titans. Rooftops got a big upgrade, I think. The time shifted from dusk to nighttime. It's a different lighting style, a different skybox. The map itself is the same as before, but changes like these changes the entire personality of a map. Before, it was all yellowish, greenish, and the map felt like a sci-fi film. Now it's more contemporary in aesthetics. More cleaner looking, I guess. The map still has a dark atmosphere to it, no doubt, just in a different way. Another new thing was the firefights going on below. Before it was all empty streets without any lights or props to make the city more lively, but now at least we can see some activity going on down there. It's a good upgrade, and I think this is also from a different mod that got packaged into this global pack of Missing Information. I remember this map. It's one of my favorites, D4_Street War. Still hard as shit though. The cloudy weather in a way relays the feeling of the rebellion that's going on right now. The corrupted air, quote unquote, element was dropped at this point, I think. That's why the sky looks more natural now. And the architecture is more skewed towards the Eastern European look rather than the US skyscraper look. Again, apart from the upgraded lighting, I don't know what this mod adds to the map's design. It looked beautiful before and looks even better now with the new lighting. Depot_02 is that insides of the prison I was referring to in the Depot map. Similar to how we invade Nova Prospect in retail, the prison chapter would have had us and our antlion friends storming the prison. This is a new map and I haven't seen it before, and I like looking at it, but hated playing it. It's so goddamn hard. There's combine soldiers in all directions, and one of the bastards is on a mounted machine gun. And the fact that a gunship arrives right as we're standing in the middle doesn't help at all. Like, goddamn son, chill for a second there. Anyway, the goal of the map is to unlock a main gate from one of the towers so we can proceed inside. Once we do that, it's a race to the path that goes on from that gate. I like this scene here, very nice to look at. Good map, loved the aesthetics of it. I think this is from the later stages of the game's development. I guess from late 2002 or even 2003. Hazard is a map I think half of the internet knows about. Instead of Kleiner, we have Dr. Court inspecting the training course. The rest of it is the same. I liked the fact that in the initial false version of the map, the starting area looks a bit off. After we meet a familiar person, things reset and we go back to the beginning. There's nothing additional here. The only change I noticed is that Court replaced Kleiner. D3_under. Now I got excited here. Why? Well, this map has hydras in them, the cut enemy. But, as I'll soon learn in the footage, it is one obnoxious enemy to fight. And these fucking manhacks! Okay, quick lesson for all aspiring mappers and modders. Do not, I repeat, do not put more than 2 man hacks in one area. Okay, I'm cool now. I'm cool. The map. Okay. This looks like the underground tunnels of the city, and it is infested with hydras. I couldn't kill any of them, and that's because I couldn't figure out how to. They weren't showing any signs of taking damage when I shot them, so instead I just roamed the map with the targeting AI turned off, just to see what the map looks like. And honestly, the map looks like it belongs in retail. It almost looks like as if this is a part of the tunnels that exists in retail, but we never saw them for ourselves. The Hydra looks cool though, and the way it wraps around its surroundings, but it literally kills you in 1 or 2 hits. I can kinda see why Valve didn't want to include these in the final game. Like they said, it's not fun to fight with, it just looks cool. Anyway, a bit of traversing later, we find ourselves a lift, hop on it, and the map ends. C17_05 is a map we have looked at before, and it is still beautiful. The Citadel is different in this version. The shaders and lighting is better. The rest is all the same. These empty streets are an indication of how suppressed the local populace is. What a lifeless city. Canals_01 got the best upgrade, and all it took was a different skybox and a different color of ambient lighting. This landscape is desolation embodied in a map, absolute ruin. Colors have a lot of effect on our minds and what we think about. This combination of how the lighting is done, how the lower half of the passages are covered in shadows, the grim yellow color, all of this makes me appreciate the depressing atmosphere this map is trying to convey to the player. Before, it was all natural lighting, but this corrupted air means a corrupted sky, and when nature gets corrupted, we don't feel anything apart from sadness. Now, some people might not like this style, this aesthetic. Some people prefer the retail aesthetic more than the beta, and that's fine, but I love this style. Both the beta and the retail styles are amazing in their own right, but the beta has something about it that I still haven't been able to convey in words. Combine Street feels like a special map, and it's special because it has stealth elements in it. And oh my god, these fucking man hacks! Although a bit janky, the premise is that you have to sneak past these Combine soldiers, and if caught, every single wall turret in the map goes off and you die instantly. So, to show you actual good footage of this map, I turned off the targeting AI so I don't get caught. And just wow. I stepped outside and that moldy green atmosphere got me. It's a bit too green if I'm honest, but I still love it. The whole map is like a maze with building interiors to hide in and go through. But these little streets of City 17, man, do they look beautiful. Full of the beta aesthetic we all know and love. It's the same effect as the canal level. Grayish skies with the green color triggers a depressing chemical in my mind. And the absolute gritty state of the buildings and the streets make you think how bad things have gotten. This was supposed to be a peaceful society, but this grim science fiction story has it otherwise. Great map, loved looking at this. Nether, I think, was a test map in the actual beta maps. It's not based on any chapter or level from the original story. It's in a tunnel area and it's as grim as you would expect it. There's this line that the citizen says, and it's an actual beta line. I don't know why they would record a line for a test map.
It's you! The one they're hunting for! Get the hell out of here! You get us all killed!
Goddamn, Goddamn manhacks come in and again, and a pipe cap opens up. Once we get through to the other side, there's a deep fall right below our feet. What I hated about this map is that there are two stalkers on both sides of this tunnel and I don't have any weapons to kill them with. Really annoying, but I loved the atmosphere, the look, how this map felt. I loved how lonely it feels to be down here. E3 C17 Old Style is an E3 2003 map that they showed off at the event, but it has been completely revamped here. In the original map, everything looked almost like it does in retail. What the mapper did was redesign most of the buildings, change the ambient light to this greenish color, and of course change the skybox. What we are left with is an amazing rendition of what the Revolution would have looked like in an early beta style aesthetic. Dark and grim, such a contrasting feel if compared to the retail one. Train to City 17 is a huge map and therefore it started to lag me out. It's a cool concept map. This would have been the early version of the train ride where Gordon starts from way out in the outskirts of the city. We would see the ruins of the old city and meet Samuel, who would give us a gas mask because of the unbreathable air. It's a neat little map. I like this part of the story, getting visualized in this manner. C17_04_demo. This is the absolute best map I looked at in this mod. I think this is an original map with some parts taken from the beta, like the entrance, that old thing with jumping down the pipe. And just look at this. I was left shocked and in a state of bliss. This is it. This is how the US style City 17 would have looked like in retail. Only a concept map, we don't have much to do here. But the design, it's literally the concept art that has come to life. I'm at a loss for words. You might be thinking I'm overreacting, but even after seeing the footage I recorded, I'm still getting goosebumps, the same as the first time I looked at this map. Beautiful. City Lane is a mixture of Get Your Free TVs map and another map I forgot the name of. It also has some of its own elements as well, like this combined blocks that keep advancing forward and absorbing the surroundings. Because of the map's natural lighting style and skybox, there wasn't as much of a unique atmosphere as I was hoping for. It looks good, but it doesn't look special. The textures used, however, do provide for that trademark source engine look. The interior of these buildings had a unique feeling to them. Left abandoned, you would wonder who used to live here or work here. What happened to those people and where are they now? Before I end the video, let me just show you 4 of the prototype maps that are also in here. The first one is the consul's office. It has minor differences from the one we looked at in the Citadel video. It has the consul himself standing on his throne, I guess. The second one is Vance HQ, but it's not a finished map. The interior of the HQ is pitch black. The only thing of note is the different orange sky and light. The third map was called Epsilon_demo, and it's just a sequence of Gordon going up in a lift and ending in a long corridor. I guess this is supposed to be the Citadel, but I don't know. The fourth one was a bit strange. It's like a knockoff version of the Windows XP wallpaper, or something like a variant of the Flatgrass Gmod map. It has G-Man standing there for some reason, and we see the city in the distance. And there you have it. That was missing information. And that concludes this 3-part series on the recreation mods. If we compare this to Raising the Bar Redux, I had a lot more fun. It was a good way to wash away the disappointing impression that Raising the Bar left on me. If you have any suggestions for other mods I should cover on the channel, please comment down below. And finally, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching.